Hi, welcome to another edition of Business Weekly on Citi TV with me, Pius Amihere Eduku. Coming up in this edition, the African Center for Energy Policy blames the Ghana Standards Authority for the influx of dirty diesel on the Ghanaian market. Also, 8 banks risk collapse due to the high incidences of non-performing loans on their books. Details of these and many other stories coming up in this edition. In our first story, the African Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, has blamed the Ghana Standards Authority over its inability to protect Ghanaians from the harmful effects of dirty diesel. ACEP, in a joint report with a Swiss NGO, Public Eye, revealed the influx of diesel with high sulfur content on 8 African markets, including Ghana. Now, according to the report, the diesel samples contained over 300 times more sulfur than is permitted in Europe. The development also contributes significantly to the rapidly rising air pollution in African countries and jeopardizes the health of millions of people. Let's move to the banking industry, where a former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana and running mate to the NPP's presidential nominee, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has served notice that 8 banks are on the verge of collapse due to the high incidences of non-performing loans on their balance books. The identities of the banks are not known, but industry players fear the development will destabilize the financial industry and in turn the economy. Bad loans on the books of commercial banks in the country have increased from about 2.72 to 4.52 billion cedis between 2014 and 2015. Speaking at a lecture on the topic, The State of the Ghanaian Economy, a Foundation of Concrete or Straw, Dr. Bawumia said the development is troubling. Meanwhile, fears of a likely collapse of a number of banks in the country have been reinforced following new revelations that government may not abide by the agreed payment plan to clear debts owed by bulk oil distribution companies, BDCs. Government is currently indebted to about 17 BDCs in excess of $500 million. Let's now move to the transport industry, where the Ghana Railway Workers Union has declared an indefinite strike after a meeting with the National Labour Commission and the Ministry of Transport proved unproductive. The union last week threatened to embark on a strike on Monday, September 12, 2016, but was subpoenaed by the National Labour Commission to attend a meeting with the Finance and Transport Ministries. According to the General Secretary of the Railway Workers Union, Godwin Intama, the Finance Ministry failed to turn up, hence no conclusion was reached. Now, the National Insurance Commission has told Citi Business News 3 insurance companies risk losing their licenses by the end of this month over their failure to meet the recapitalization requirement. Direct insurance and reinsurance companies have up until the end of this month to recapitalize to 15 million cedis and 40 million cedis respectively. At least 40 companies out of the 51 have so far met the new requirement. To some stories on the economy, and inflation for the month of August moved to 16.9% from 16.7% recorded in July this year. Non-food inflation rate also increased to 21.5% in August from 21.2% recorded in July, while the food inflation rate for August stood at 8.5%. Meanwhile, the government statistician Dr. Philomena Nyako tells Citi Business News the country is likely to see an upset in inflation by the end of 2016 due to the activities of speculators that have intensified exchange rate fluctuations and an increase in the prices of goods and services in the country. In our final story, we go to the power sector, where the Millennium Development Authority, MIDA, has described allegations in the suit filed against the Power Compact 2 as false and unmerited. According to the CEO of MIDA, Engineer Ora Safo, the authority has undergone all the necessary requirements and legal procedures needed to bring the Power Compact 2 into force. A member of the opposition NPP's communications team, Saka Salia, sued MIDA, arguing that it is not fit to participate as an advisor in the concession arrangement for the ECG. Joined to the suit are the PURC, the Attorney General's Department, and the Energy Commission. And that is it for this week's edition of Business Weekly on Citi TV. My name is Pius Amihere Eduku. Join us for another edition next week.